Okay everyone, this is a video just to walk you through the rest of the assembly of the amplifier circuit with all of the components that go into it. As you can see, what you're looking at on the page is all of the rest of the components for the kit laid out on a sheet of paper, and I've gone ahead and actually written some values next to those components so that you can see that they are actually quite different and you need to pay attention to what goes where. So this is obviously my kit up to the point where we're ready to add some of these components. And if I hold that up to the camera, you can see that what I've added is the resistors, and I'll just point those out. So the resistors are these blue components. I've got the bands on them, and there's a couple of brown ones at the back there as well, so you can see. And we'll check those to make sure that those resistors are placed in the right place. Also, what I've gone through and done is added the capacitors. So the capacitors are all different values. So that's these large cylinders that you can see on the kit here. So those are capacitors with polarity. So you can see that I've got those gold bands on the capacitors lined up against the negative pole on the circuit board. And then I've got these non-polarized capacitors, which are those green components as well. So they've been added to the kit too. So hopefully you're at that stage. And now we need to start talking about some new components that you haven't seen yet. So the first components I want to run through are these two here. These are a component called a transistor. Now transistors are interesting things. They're little electronic switches. But the benefit of a transistor is that it can switch really, really fast. And transistors are used to power the amplifier. They're essentially the digital decoder for the amplifier itself. So you might have heard of a transistor radio before, or a transistor amplifier. Well, this is what they're talking about, the actual transistor itself. There's actually a few more transistors in this kit as well. That's these here. They're actually a slightly different type, and they obviously don't go in the same place in the kit. Don't really want you to worry too much about what a transistor does and how it works. It's more in this case about worrying about where it goes in the kit and making sure it doesn't go in the wrong place. So just looking at a transistor really quickly, if we look at one of these components, this is a BD139. These are probably the more difficult components to place into the kit because the rating of this transistor isn't exactly the same as what's printed on the circuit board, but we'll do these ones first. And you can see if you look at that, it's actually got 3 pins on it, so they are actually polarized. They actually do matter which way you put them in, and there's a bit of a visual guide on the kit to how you do it. So that's a BD139 and there's a BD140 as well. If you look at the kit itself, you can see where they go on the kit. So you can find these boxes here with 3 holes. So there's one, and that's got BD135 written on it. And there's another one on the kit up here as well above this resistor. And that one has BD136 written on it. So we've got a 135 and a 136 on the board, but we have a 139 and a 140 in our kit. What you need to do is make sure that the lower value transistor goes in the 135 slot and the higher value goes in the 136 slot. Okay, so the way that actually works is if I go for the 139, which I'm going to put in the 135 slot, what I usually do with these is just bend the middle pin out a little bit. So if I just grab that pin, I'm just going to try to give myself a little bit of a hand here, bend that out so we've actually got a little bit of flexibility there. So they're not all perfectly aligned. It just helps with getting one pin in first. Okay, now the more important thing to notice with this is that there's a silver side and then a black side on the transistor. And if you look at your kit, it's actually got the graphic that shows you that sort of bold white stripe there on the edge of the box. That's the silver side. Okay, so you just got to make sure that your transistor doesn't go in backwards, it actually goes in the right way around. So if I go through and attach this component to my board, sorry, I'll let you see what I'm doing. Sometimes they can be reasonably challenging to get in because they are a pretty tight fit. But that's what I want. Okay, so you can see that the silver side of the transistor is lined up against that solid silver bold edge of that box, and my pins at the bottom, they're not poking out super far. I probably don't want to push a transistor all the way into the circuit board, you know, like really cram it down in there. I actually want to leave it sort of floating above the circuit board a little bit, and that gives me plenty of solder space. And generally what I do on the underside is just the two outside pins, I just bend them a little bit, and what that does is it just stops the whole thing from falling out later on. So very similar to what we did with some of our other components, so that's fine. You can see those pins are bent a little bit, so they're not going to fall out. If we look at the other side of the board, you can see now that's one transistor in. I've got to go through and add the other transistor to the other side, but I'll let you do that. That should be fairly straightforward. Let's move on to some other components now, just so that we don't use a huge amount of time with you watching me just build up a circuit board. Okay, so the other parts you've got to worry about, I'll leave you to do the BD140, which goes into the BD136 slot on the board. This component here is called a diode. Okay, so a diode is like a gateway. What diodes do is they allow current to only pass through them one way. So they're a bit of a protective device for certain areas of the board where you only want current to pass one way. Diodes have a value. This is an IN 4004 diode, and there's only one in the whole kit. These are polarized as well though, so if you look very carefully at this, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but there's a little silver stripe at one end of the diode, and if you look at your kit, the place where the diode goes is right next to this big capacitor here, and here's the slot for the diode. You can see it actually looks like the diode, but that white stripe on the board is where the silver stripe for the diode goes. So it does actually go only one way around. So the way I usually do these is just to bend the legs down a little bit, so it actually is going to fit into the board. So my diode looks like that. I've got my silver side, which is this side for me right here, and I'm just going to make sure that that is actually in the right place on my board. So that's just installing the diode, and again, I don't want that to really drop out, so I'm just going to bend those legs and let the diode sit there happily. So I always double check these just to make sure I have got my silver band exactly over the top of the bold white line, because it really is very bad if you get a diode the wrong way around. Okay, so that's your diode taken care of. The rest of the components, they have different values as well. So we're looking at another capacitor. This is a very small capacitor here. That's just got a value of 121. That's the only one in this kit as well. So this 121 capacitor is not polarized, so it doesn't matter which way you put it in, but it actually lives here. There's this sort of eye drop shape on the board. It's got 120p written next to it. So 121, 120p, that's fine. So I'm just going to drop that in there and then bend my legs back. So there you can see 120p is just sitting there on the board. And now we come to the rest of the transistors. So these are obviously smaller transistors, but they perform a similar function in the kit. These transistors on the board, they actually look very similar, but they are all different. So we can see we've got a PN100. Sorry, I'll just move the sheet. You've got a PN200 and a BC549. And if you look at the kit, you can find the spots where they go. So if I just rotate this so you can see it, here's my spot for my PN200. It's right here. And if I rotate that, you can see it's got PN200 written next to it. So that would be this guy here. You can also see there's another very similar shape right in the middle in front of this green diode there. That's a PN100, so that's this little guy here. And then a BC549, if I look at it, there it is right in the middle, so that's the BC549. Okay, so with these really, it's fairly logical, but the shape of those gives away how they locate in the circuit. So if we look at this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that middle pin out a little bit and just bend it out of the way, because they sort of install like a triangle. So you need a bit of a tripod for your legs. There's actually a flat surface on this transistor as well. It's hard to pick on the camera, but there's a flat surface and then a rounded surface. And if you look at the way the graphics work, this is my PN100, so it goes wherever I pointed that out, which is, oh, I lost it now. I've got my 200, and it's BC549. All right, it's right beneath this green capacitor here, so right in here. You just want the flat side of the transistor to line up with the flat side of the printout on the PCB. So I'm just going to install that really quickly. Actually, maybe I'm not. You get to the point where you need glasses for this sort of work. But anyway, you'll find that those three legs just line up as most of the other transistors did, and then you just got to bend the legs to stop it coming out. So the most important thing with these is just to make sure that you've got the right component in the right spot on the PCB. Just keeping in mind that these transistors here, they're not exactly the same values, so that doesn't help you, a lot. And the 121 is labeled as a 120 on the circuit itself. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. The printouts on the board give you a pretty good indication of where things go. But that's your job for today. Ideally, today's lesson, you can get everything installed on the board and be pretty confident it's in the right spot. And then we can go through in class with a multimeter and just make sure that you've got everything right, that everything's the right way round, and that the resistors are in the right spot before we go ahead and solder it. Okay, good luck, folks. I'll see you in class on Monday anyway, so we'll just troubleshoot any issues you might have, but hopefully you have some fun with this. Okay.